What's up, everyone? I saw a story on YouTube today about a guy had a pet squirrel that was taken away in New York from him. I guess it's somebody, um, the police got a warrant and took his pet squirrel away. Let's see a video. Where is it? There it is. Oh, hold on.
It not only tears my family apart, but Peanut was the cornerstone of our nonprofit animal rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours. I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch. I was sat there like a criminal after they interrogated my wife to check out her immigration status, then proceeded to ask me if I had cameras in my house, then proceeded to go through
Over the
every
squirrel.
cabinet, nook, and cranny of my house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
They got a search warrant?
They got a search warrant. 4 departments and a judge signed off on a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon. And then they
Ridiculous.
took them and killed them.
Why did they go through all that to get a search warrant for an animal that had been with you very safely and the world witnessed this for 7 years? Why now suddenly did they show up with a search warrant and take these animals?
We haven't a clue. We don't know who made the complaints. Again, Peanut was an indoor squirrel, not harming anybody.
Okay, so this guy had a pet squirrel. He had it for 7 years. He had like a YouTube channel with it, millions of subscribers, and the New York takes and kills his squirrel? Like they don't have bigger problems?
He's been with us for 7 years. Not a single complaint was ever filed for this animal. We had him for 7.5 years. He became the world's most famous squirrel. We weren't hiding him by any means. He was all over TikTok. He became the first squirrel on
Oh,
TikTok to ever hit a
TikTok.
million followers. He did every news station around the world. He's helped people. He's helped kids gather joy. And then we started a nonprofit animal rescue called Peanut's Freedom Farm to help animals like Peanut fight a good fight when they're in a neglected case or they're sitting in a slaughter auction. And he was the cornerstone of our
It's
life
his
and our
life's
organization.
trying.
We used his
Unbelievable.
platform to help raise money for the
Here it is.
routine of feeding all of our 71 rescue horses at our nonprofit animal rescue. Midway through that,
Search warrant said Longo was in unlawful possession of wildlife. He says agents ransacked his property for 5 hours until they found Peanut and Fred the raccoon.
we complied. We weren't allowed to move. We were police.
So people are allowed to have snakes, all kind of reptiles, but this guy can't have a squirrel in his house? Most apartments in New York have rats. And the
Escorted into the bathroom. Mind you, this is a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon. And I feel like this was a little bit of an overkill.
Longo says he was working on the necessary paperwork to be able to legally own Peanut as an educational animal.
You're not only hurting my family by taking Peanut away from me, but you're also hurting the organization that we started on the back of a rescue squirrel. We named this organization Peanut's Freedom Farm because he has been such a big portion of my life and so many people around the world. You know, we promoted the fact that squirrels are not good pets. They don't deserve to be inside, but there are rare occasions where you stumble on an animal that unfortunately can't survive in their normal habitat. That's the only reason why Peanut was ever a rescue animal.
Longo says he rescued Peanut 7 years ago in New York City after the squirrel's mom was hit by a car. He says he rehabbed Peanut and tried to release him into his backyard. The Longo says Peanut never developed the instincts to survive outside. After Peanut was attacked by an animal and lost half his tail, Longo let Peanut live.
honestly, I don't. It's ridiculous. They got a search warrant to take his pet squirrel. I don't know what is going on in our world. but people are allowed to have pit bulls. Some people have tigers, but this guy couldn't have a squirrel that he kept in his house. There seems like there's something bigger behind this. I don't get it. Like, I don't know, but effed up. Very effed up, man.